the Vikings. This is going to be huge. He spreads out, and a lot of good force fields. The Vikings, though, doing huge damage to these Colossus.
Oh my goodness, he's taken out one. Can he take out a second one? It does go down, but that Marauder count is getting increasingly small, and there is only one medevac to heal. There's the restem. The third Colossus falls. If he can possibly get more Marauders into this fray, he might be able to take it out, but it looks like NEXGenius is going to be retreating. Yet another almost completely even exchange.
That's right, the foods are so close. 95 supply, 101 supply against 101 now. These guys, they are just so evenly matched, but I like the army right now of NEXGenius. He's got, look at that, that's a pretty good army.
Yeah, he has about 7 Stalkers, a handful of Zealots, and 2 Colossi, but he needs to be careful. Looks like he's scanning himself, just wants to make sure he's not messing up.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's one wasted mule. He's trying to figure out the position of NEXGenius's army, which, by the way, he's been very mobile, so it's kind of hard to spot. Most lesser players just keep their army right here, but since he does have some map control, he's moving around the map. And here's finally the part where this starts to get awkward. They both have to get a third base.
Yeah.
And I think they're both going to try to hide an expansion somewhere up here.
That's right. It's hard to scout over there right now. You can't really use your scans. You can't really send units because you need them all for battle. So the SCV and the probe are going to be the only things that do go out there. Now, it looks like the SCV going up here. Whether it's to scout for a third base or expand himself, it's hard to say. Oh, he was going to scout. Probe was out of range. And now if he makes a Nexus there, it's going to be completely unknown to Loner.
Meanwhile, it looks like a big Marauder Viking force continuing to be produced. And if we look at the NEXGenius camp, his Colossus count isn't as high as it used to be, but it's the gateway unit count that's really scary. Marauders are quite bad against Zealots, so even though Loner does have a very large army, there's a little bit too much of those melee units there trying to poke around the base of NEXGenius. Oh no, the Twilight Council is only halfway finished. Twilight Council, very important at this phase because there's an upgrade that allows Zealots to move faster, so until that time, the Marauders will maintain strength.
That's right. If he can switch over to mostly Zealot and Immortal Army with Charge, that is going to crush the army that Loner has right now. It's almost pure Marauder, few medevacs in there, and Vikings in. Here we go. It looks like they may engage.
And there's the spread out. He stims, and he's already picked off one Colossus. The Zealot count is doing huge amounts of damage. The force fields are just splitting all of the Marauders. Oh no, all of Loner's units are taking huge amounts of damage. There's only one Colossus left. Can NEXGenius pull this off? The Colossus are all down. If it's just Marauders against Stalkers, the Marauders are in Happy Town, but no, more force fields, more Zealots streaming in. Looks like Loner is now having to land Vikings. He also stay alive, and all the SCVs trying to engage as well.
This is Loner's last chance. He has to try to hold off this attack. He has to rebuild. He's already been forced to pull his SCVs off. That's a sign that you are so desperate. It's the last resort. You can see he's late on his mule timing.
Looks like another attack coming here from NEXGenius. He has so many units, but you know, we've seen him make this mistake before. Will it be a mistake this time? Attacking once again while being ahead. And you can see in the supplies, not a huge distance ahead by 15, but Loner, he doesn't really have Vikings anymore. So few of them, it's going to be hard to take out the Colossus.
But there's a lot of Marauders there. If he can spread them properly, he can do a lot of damage. And here's the big push coming up from NEXGenius. Looks like Loner is not comfortable enough to engage. That Zealot count is just so high. And in the main of NEXGenius, oh no, forgot to get the charge upgrade. That could just be pivotal if Loner can get his foot back down and just return back to his usual play.
You could see that he was actually trying to bait him out here, just engaging these depots. He was hoping that the Terran would stim and rush forward, in which case NEXGenius would just run away, and it's a wasted stim. The medevacs would have had to use up all their energy. Okay, he's going to try to do it again.
Uh-oh. Looks like lifting the orbital command, going to try to push out with all SCVs and Marauders, and NEXGenius just smartly pulling back to that ramp. It is really the smallest choke point on the map. Just wants control right there. And here comes the stim and the engagement from Loner.
It looks like NEXGenius, he does not want to let this game fall out of his hands. He is definitely in control, and he keeps placing down these force fields to make sure that when they engage, it's exactly how NEXGenius wants it.
Well, looks like he did drive out the pylon. Now remember, while Loner's hurting pretty bad right now, NEXGenius doesn't have a third base either. So let's see, if we look at the mineral patch, about 535 minerals over there. This one about 600. So they're almost dead even right now. Somebody's going to have to get an expansion up here. Guardian Shield. He forces him to lift again and adroitly returns to the high ground position. This might be it. All the SCVs here are going to die.
The Colossi are trying to do as much damage as they can, and they are doing huge amounts of hurt. Only 20 food and good game. NEXGenius takes the series, winning 2 best-of-3s in a row, 4 wins in a row. NEXGenius is your StarCraft 2 Blizzcon 2010 champion.
Wow. Wow. That is so amazing. What a great tournament. A great way to end it. The guy who comes from the loser bracket just giving no quarter, day 9.
Absolutely unbelievable. And here's our champ, NEXGenius. Wave to the crowd, NEXGenius. Don't look at us. Indeed.
Give it up to him, guys. We're, check. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. No? Somebody turn up my mic. Check. We're going to get a translator here in just a minute. We're supposed to.
And we'll be doing an interview with our 2 players. NEXGenius, of course, our first place player from South Korea, winning $25,000 and the hearts of the fans around the world. And of course, Loner, even though he lost this series today, he still takes $10,000 in second place. Give it up for Loner.
You know, Loner did such a great job today. He won the winner bracket. I don't think anyone coming into this tournament thought he was going to be the one to win the winner bracket. He beat NEXGenius once, but it just wasn't enough. NEXGenius practicing so much in Korea, an ex-StarCraft 1 pro gamer, a lot of experience behind him, amazing display of skill as well.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more myself, and it looks like our second place player has just emerged from his booth. Nick, did you have a favorite moment in that finals that we just saw?
Gosh, I think that final battle was just so cool. Watching the 2 players go back and forth, trying to engage each other. Really, the stand was running out of the hourglass back there. He did not have a lot of time because eventually somebody was going to have to get into a third base. So that was really an exciting game. We're still waiting for a translator. So
we're still waiting for one translator. That's right. And of course, let's not forget about the fact that White Raw took 3rd place at this tournament. I don't know where he is, but he at the very least deserves a cheer. And we might get another huge cheer for Demaga, the 4th place player at BlizzCon. Korea, China, Ukraine, and Ukraine, the top 4 here at BlizzCon 2010. So it looks like we were just trying to arrange to have a translator. Oh, look at the timid translator stepping out onto the stage.
All right, so we got a translator here. Sean, you asked the first question.
So, of course, NEXGenius, how are you feeling after your first place win at BlizzCon? No one speaks Korean on the stage except NEXGenius. Oh, yes, fantastic. We have a translator.
He feels like he's gonna fly.
All right. My next question is, how does it feel to be at BlizzCon? Do you have anything to say? It's the mic? I've never used a mic before. Check. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So.
Well, you know what? I have a question for NEXGenius while we sort out some technical difficulties. So I am curious, NEXGenius, what did you do to practice for this tournament? What did he do to practice for this tournament?
레더 게임을 했고요. 레더 그랬고 아는 친분 있는 사람들과 많이 했습니다.
He just played on ladder and play against the friends that plays good.
So we have one final question for NEXGenius. What was the hardest moment of this entire tournament for you?
많이 힘들었는데 예, 우승은 충분히 할 수 있을 거라고 생각했어요.
It was pretty tough, but it was not really that hard to win this tournament.
Part of me hopes that that's not what he actually said and that was just on the spot. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, we will be heading down to the championship rings to present our players with their awards because we know that this isn't just about money. These players are passionate competitors. Huge round of applause again to your champion, NEXGenius. And here we are. These are the championship rings. NEXGenius will, of course, get the first place ring. Loner will be getting the second place ring. I don't think, is there anything else that you want to say, Artosis and Nick, to everyone who is watching on the stream for Blizzcon 2010?
Thank you, everyone, so much for watching us here at Blizzcon. It's been an excellent tournament, and especially thank you to all the players out there that participated in the ladders, got here to BlizzCon. This truly was a Universal World Championship.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Please check us out at the GSL and check out our shirts at thehandsomernerd.com. And congratulations to NEXGenius. It was a real honor and a pleasure casting your games. And we love all you guys at BlizzCon. Thanks for joining us.
And of course, we have to give a huge shout out to the fans, everyone who came out to BlizzCon, everyone who's on the stream. We know that esports wouldn't be possible without you. Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We love our passion, we love our games here in esports. So with that, I am Sean, Day 9 Plot. This is Dan Artosis Stemkoski, and there is my brother Nick, Tasteless Plot. Thank you for joining us for the StarCraft 2 tournament here at BlizzCon 2010 from Anaheim, California. Good night.